I've noticed we're losing subscribers. Not the YouTube kind, but the kind that swore they'd be in my life forever. Funny how that works. One day you're surrounded by people who claim to love you, and the next, you're watching them walk away like you were just another phase in their lives. By the way, if you're here, do me a favor, subscribe. It's free, and unlike some people in my life, you won't regret sticking around. My own mother chose my abuser. Now she wants my money. Growing up, I never had a home. I had a battlefield. And my stepbrother Chris? He was my tormentor. My mother married his father when I was 4, and from that moment on, I was nothing more than an inconvenience. Chris was 17, practically an adult, but he treated me like something stuck to the bottom of his shoe. My only memories of him were full of cruelty, stealing my lunch, locking me in closets, and hurting my pets. But the worst part? My mother never cared. She worshipped him. The golden child could do no wrong. And I was invisible. As we settled into our new life in the US, his torment escalated. He found ways to humiliate me daily. He had a key to the bathroom door and used it to walk in on me while I showered. My underwear would vanish. At night, I'd wake up to the sound of a camera clicking. Then one night, when I was 14, I woke up to something far worse. He was touching himself, standing over my bed watching me sleep. I screamed. My parents ran in. And somehow I was the problem. I was accused of tempting him. I was 14. He was 27. No one stopped him. No one saved me. For 2 more years, I endured his sick games until I found a way out. My biological half-brother, Sam, was my only hope. When I told him what was happening, he was horrified. He confronted my mother, demanded she step in. She didn't even flinch. She told him, "Take her if you want, but don't ask me for money." That was the last time I saw her. Sam and his wife became my family. They raised me, protected me, gave me a life. With their help, I went to college, got my master's, and became a nurse practitioner. I worked hard, paid my own way, and built a future for myself, something Chris never managed to do. For 13 years, my mother never reached out. Not for my graduation. Not for my birthdays. Not once. Until now. Out of nowhere, she sent me a message pretending to be a loving mother, asking how I was, telling me she missed me. But I knew better. There was always a catch. And I was right. She wasn't reaching out because she cared, she wanted something. Chris had ruined his life. He never finished a degree, bounced from career to career, and now worked for my stepdad's used car business while drowning in student debt. My mother decided that I should pay it off. Her exact words? Asterisk, you need to help your brother. He deserves a chance to make money like the man of the family. Asterisk. I laughed. Blocked her number. Told Sam everything. He was furious. Told me to cut them off completely. I agreed. But they weren't done with me yet. The next day they showed up at my house. I was alone. Sam and his wife were at work. The kids were at school. My heart pounded as I heard the banging on the front door, my mother's voice shrieking that I owed them. Chris circled the house like a predator, testing windows, looking for a way in. When he spotted me inside, his face twisted with rage. He screamed that they should have thrown me away when I was a baby. Then he started kicking the door. The security door held. But when I heard the sound of shattering glass, I knew this wasn't just some desperate plea. This was a threat. I locked myself in a room, hands shaking, and called Sam. Chris kept pounding, his voice filled with fury. My mother kept screaming about how I was a selfish, ungrateful brat. But as I stood there listening to the chaos outside, a terrifying realization hit me. They would never stop. And I would never be free, asterisk asterisk, until I made them ghosts, asterisk asterisk. This time I was done for good. I stood frozen, my breath shallow as the pounding on the door finally stopped. For a moment there was only silence. Then I heard it, Sam's voice roaring like a storm. Get the hell off this porch before I make you. I crept to the window and peeked outside just in time to see my brother dragging them away. Chris and my mother, who moments ago were screaming, were suddenly pale, shaken. I couldn't hear what Sam said, but whatever it was enough to send them scrambling to their car. They tore out of the driveway so fast I wouldn't have been surprised if they left tire marks. When Sam came back inside, his entire demeanor changed. He wasn't the furious protector anymore, he was just my big brother. Worried. Apologizing. Hugging me like he was trying to hold me together. Minutes later, Sandy arrived, her face set in a look I'd never seen before. She was shaking with rage. If she'd gotten there any sooner, I think she might have committed a felony. Then Sam told me the reason they ran. He had threatened them, really threatened them. He told them that if they didn't back off, he would press charges against Chris for what he did to me when I was 16. And the kicker? My stepfather, Chris's own dad, was willing to testify against him. Turns out, my stepdad had his own reasons for wanting Chris gone. And for a brief, glorious moment, I thought it was over. I was wrong. The harassment begins. It's been 3 days and my mother has turned into a woman possessed. She's calling me from different numbers. Texting nonstop. But she's not just demanding I drop the charges, she's demanding money. According to her, my income legally belongs to her because she's my mother. And if that wasn't insane enough, she's now claiming that my late father still owes her child support. Money that should go to Chris. Sam isn't taking chances. He's helping me find a lawyer to file for a restraining order. I've also decided to take my stepdad up on his offer. I'm pressing charges against Chris. I don't know if I can ever forgive my stepfather for letting this happen, but at least he's finally doing something. And then just when I thought things couldn't get worse, they did. My mother's new tactic. This morning my phone blew up with notifications. My mother had taken to social media to post vile, disgusting lies about me. She claimed I had assaulted Chris. That I had spent years trying to seduce my own stepbrother. And as if that wasn't enough, she somehow convinced a group of random women I had never met in my life, to back her up. Apparently these were my aunts, and they were suddenly claiming to have witnessed my supposed obsession with Chris. It was the most deranged, delusional thing I had ever seen. But here's where things really backfired for her. My stepfather, Chris's own dad, commented on her post. And what did he say? Stop lying. You're accusing your own son of being a pedophile. That's when I found out what really caused the fallout between him and Chris. Chris hadn't just hurt me. He had gone after one of my stepfather's nieces. I don't know her exact age, but if I'm remembering right, she's either my age or younger. My stomach turned. My hands shook. It took every ounce of strength not to break down right there. I had always known Chris was a monster. But now, I knew for a fact that I wasn't the only one. The endgame. My family, my real family, isn't letting this slide. My father's side of the family has jumped in, publicly calling out my mother for her lies. Apparently, she spent years telling everyone she was an orphan. No family. No siblings. Now, suddenly she has 3 sisters? The cracks in her story are starting to show. Sam is pushing for us to go scorched earth, press charges, file a civil suit, and make them regret ever coming after me. And honestly, I think I'm ready to fight back. For the first time in a long while, I felt like I could breathe. No more frantic calls. No more texts from unknown numbers. No more threats. For now, I was just a stay-at-home aunt, spending my days with my nephews, taking them on little adventures once their homework was done. It wasn't the life I had planned, but it was something safe, something good. My boss had helped me arrange a 6-week leave of absence from work. After that, I'd work from home for a while. Not ideal, but it was a lifeline, one I desperately needed. But even as I tried to enjoy this small moment of peace, I knew the storm wasn't over yet. The truth about my childhood. Some people speculated that my mother and Chris were in some kind of relationship. No, the truth was worse. My mother had always wanted a son. Instead, she got me, a girl, a disappointment. She made sure I knew it from the moment I was old enough to understand words. If you were a boy, we could have gotten more from your father. Girls are so useless. You ruined my body and you weren't even worth it. She stole everything from me, my inheritance, my childhood, my safety. She spent my father's money on Chris, the son she actually wanted. And when he began to abuse me, she blamed me. You tempted him. Poor Chris. You ruined his life. I was nothing to her. I survived only because of my half-brother, Sam, and his wife, Sandy. They took me in when I was 16. They saved me. They put me through college. They fought for me when no one else did. Now, at 29 years old, I was finally independent. A nurse practitioner, saving up for a home of my own. But my mother? She found out. And she wanted it all. She demanded I hand over my savings. That I pay off Chris's student loans. That I give her every cent I had because she was my mother. And when I refused, she declared war. The social media smear campaign. My mother and her new family, 3 so-called aunts I'd never met in my life, began flooding the internet with lies about me. They claimed I had tried to seduce Chris for years. That I had been obsessed with him. That I was mentally unstable. That I was a temptress who ruined their lives. For a moment I was afraid. What if people believed them? Then my stepfather, Chris's own dad, dropped a bombshell. Stop lying. You're accusing your own son of being a pedophile. That's when the truth finally came out. Chris didn't just hurt me. He had gone after one of my stepfather's nieces. The final blow. I thought it was over. I thought my mother would back off. But then we made a discovery that changed everything. Sam and I visited my father's old lawyer to gather records for the lawsuit. And that's when we learned that my mother had been faking receipts for years, stealing from my trust fund. A trust fund I didn't even know I had. See, my biological father had been a man of means, not never work again rich, but rich enough to set me up for life if I worked hard and managed my finances well. The money was meant for me. But my mother? She had been forging documents to drain it. And then we found the worst part. She had been using my social security number. She claimed me as a dependent on her taxes, years after I had left her home. She lied to the IRS. She stole from my trust. And now there was no way to keep this out of criminal court. The IRS was involved. The police were involved. My father's lawyer said there was nothing I could do to stop the charges now. Her meal ticket had been cut off. And soon she would pay for what she did. The last attack. Even after everything, I thought she might finally disappear. But last night she found me. I was at a bar, out with my friends for the first time in forever. Just drinking, talking to the bartender, enjoying the rare moment of peace. Then I saw her. My mother. Alone. Walking straight toward me. And in that moment I knew, this wasn't over. Could have happened if they hadn't found her so quickly. He's now facing serious charges, and this has put even more scrutiny on my mother. Apparently she knew about it and didn't report him. Probably even helped him in some way. My lawyer thinks this will help my case significantly, as it paints an even clearer picture of the kind of person Chris is and how complicit my mother has been in his behavior. There's still no guarantee that I'll get a restraining order, but at least this might push things in my favor. I'm feeling a mix of relief and exhaustion. I still have so much to deal with, but at least one of my worst nightmares, that Chris would hurt another child, was stopped in time. For now, I'm focusing on keeping myself safe and continuing the legal battle. I appreciate everyone who has supported me through this. Thank you. This story is a powerful reminder of the importance of standing up for yourself, even when the odds seem stacked against you. It teaches us that family is not defined by blood but by the people who truly love and support you. It also sheds light on the harsh reality that not everyone will protect victims of abuse, but that doesn't mean you should stay silent. Keep fighting for justice, protect your peace, and surround yourself with those who uplift you. Does this story resonate with you? Have you or someone you know faced something similar? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your stories. And don't forget to like, share, and comment to spread awareness. Your voice matters.